Have you ever shared an idea you thought was important tonally to be met with blank stares or awkward silence? Have you ever felt like the more you understand, the fewer people truly get you? If so, you're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. And most importantly, you're not alone. Throughout history, the people who saw the world differently, the ones who asked the uncomfortable questions, who challenged the status quo, were often ignored, ridiculed, or even punished for their insights. But why? What is it about deep thinking that makes society so resistant? And if this is the price of seeing clearly, how can we navigate a world that often prefers the comfort of illusion? You point it out, calmly, reasonably, but instead of considering your perspective, they insist you're wrong. Some laugh, some get angry, a few quietly agree but stay silent, afraid to speak up. This is the reality for deep thinkers, not because they're delusional, but because they notice what others have learned to ignore. This isn't just about intelligence. It's about what happens when you see truths that others refuse to acknowledge, and why that changes everything, from politics to personal relationships. People will defend their illusions fiercely even when the evidence is undeniable. But this self-sufficiency comes at a cost. The deeper you go, the harder it becomes to connect with those who stay on the surface. Imagine standing in a room where everyone believes the walls are red but you see blue. They decide what's convenient. Galileo was imprisoned for proving the earth moved. Socrates was executed for teaching people to think. The pattern is, clear truth is often unpopular until it's undeniable. If society resists deep thinking, does that mean we should silence ourselves? No. It means we need to rethink what true strength looks like. Human beings are wired for two things: belonging and certainty. Learn to share your ideas when they'll be heard, not just when you want to say them. The people who changed the world weren't the ones who fit in. They were the ones who stood apart. We crave acceptance from our tribe, and we cling to beliefs that make the world feel predictable. Deep thinkers threaten both. It guides you toward questions most people want to ask and toward answers most people want to find. So, how do we live in a world that doesn't always value depth? How do we stay true to ourselves without burning out or giving up? What about you? Have you ever felt isolated for thinking deeply? What truths have you discovered that others didn't want to hear? Share your story in the comments. Let's start a conversation that goes beyond the surface. Their questions unsettle, their insights disrupt. And so, unconsciously, society pushes back in three key ways. The world needs more thinkers, more questioners, more people willing to see clearly even when it's hard. German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer put it bluntly: the more a man has in himself, the less he will want from others. Look for the readers, the questioners, the ones who light up when conversations go beyond the surface. This isn't arrogance. It's isolation, and it's not your fault. And most people would rather shatter the mirror than face what it shows. The mirror effect. A deep thinker doesn't just share ideas. They reflect back the limitations of those around them, the comfort of illusion. If you've ever felt alone in your thoughts, remember this: the world doesn't resist deep thinkers because they're wrong. Progress depends on the people who dare to see clearly even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's lonely. It resists them because they're early. It's easier to believe a pleasant lie than a painful truth. The tyranny of the majority history shows us again and again. Crowds don't decide what's true. Consider this. Every revolutionary idea, every scientific breakthrough, every social movement began with someone who was willing to think differently, even when it was lonely. Your depth isn't a flaw. It's a compass. Seek your tribe. You don't need everyone to understand you, just the right few. Master the art of timing. Not every truth needs to be spoken immediately. Create. Don't just consume. The world needs your perspective. Write, build, compose, invent in your insights into something that outlasts the moment. Protect your mind. Not every battle is worth fighting. Choose where to invest your energy wisely. The irony is this: society needs deep thinkers more than it admits. So keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep trusting the mind that sees what others miss. The world will catch up eventually. And if this resonated with you, pass it on. Thanks for watching. And remember, depth isn't a burden. It's a rare kind of courage.